Occupy protesters in Toronto are huddling this hour, planning what to do next now that they've been ordered to take down their camp in a downtown park. Melanie Nagy is at St. James Park in downtown Toronto, and she joins me now. Melanie, I see the tents are still up.
That's right, Carol. The tents are still up, and what's happening right now, the way I describe the situation here, I like to describe it as fluid, because what's happening is many of the protesters have moved over closer to St. James Church, and they're having a general assembly, and at this assembly, they're going over different scenarios as what they could do next, what their next move should be. And one thing that they were talking about is they were talking about the potential, just in case police were to move in tonight or city officials were to move in tonight to try to force them to move, what they are talking about is having a plan, a strategy, and how to deal with that. And so far, what they've been talking about for their plan is to have people who are willing to be arrested, people who are willing to act as human shields, and they're trying to devise a plan that way. But they're also talking about other situations as well, potentially moving the camp, potentially holding a protest down at Nathan Phillips Square tomorrow at City Hall. So different options are being looked at. They have to go through a voting process. That's how it works down here at Occupy Toronto. And of course, what they're all talking about and reacting to is this notice that went out this morning, a notice saying that they can no longer install or maintain their tents here in the park, as well as that they can't be in the park between 12:01 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. Now, also in response to that, though, they are talking about getting the notice out on Facebook, on Twitter, trying to get people to come down here tonight to support them. And a lot of protesters have been talking today about just how passionate they are about this, and that a lot of them saying they aren't going to move. Here's a clip from a protester we talked to earlier today.
But I mean, everyone here is pretty determined for the cause, and if that happens, it'll just make us stronger, and it'll make us that much more determined, and we'll just repopulate either here or another park. And because it's important to keep the larger perspective in mind that we are in solidarity with over 2,500 cities worldwide.
What are Toronto city officials saying about this today?
Well, Toronto city officials, the deputy mayor, city councillor, they spoke with media today, and they did say, we have been patient with the people down here. We have respected their right to protest, but they say it's time to pack up. Again, as I mentioned, they handed out these notices, but also they're saying that they have to look at, there's been damage to the park, they have to winterize the park, and they also have to respect the people. This is a park. I can just look all around me. You can even see behind me, there are buildings all around, there are businesses all around, so they have to listen to those people as well. They are saying, though, that they want to respect the people here and give them time to move. So, you know, I think they don't want to see any violence, they don't want to see any confrontation, so they do want to send the message, it's time to leave, but we will respect if it's going to take you a little longer to leave. So a bit of a mixed message, but I think they're just really trying to ensure that tempers don't flare and we don't see violence erupt from this situation. But as you can see around me, Carol, I'll just step out a bit. Tent's still up. We saw some movement earlier with people packing down, but I really haven't seen much. And as I mentioned, there have been calls from the protesters down here on social media saying, come down here, support us. They want to have a dance. They want to have a social event here tonight to kind of express how they're staying with the movement, and they're willing to keep protesting as long as it takes.
All right, Melanie Nagy at the Occupy protest in downtown Toronto, thank you very much.